Welcome to SerialPodcastNine.
What are you eating? Miss Vicky's chips over there?
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're usually only my off-roading chips, but I haven't been off-roading for so long, so I just bought some to eat at home.
It's like a staycation now. Should we start the episode? Then we can talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Okay, I'm gonna eat these chips first, real quick.
Now you're eating something else. What are you? An Aero bar?
Ritter Sport butter biscuit.
Yeah, you butter biscuit.
Yeah,
of course
butter
you're having
biscuit?
something. Of course you're having something fancy. This beer is very strong, and I drank most of it while I was waiting for you. So, all
Sorry,
right,
man.
it's fine. It was literally only like maybe 7 minutes, but it was enough to get it going. All right, butter biscuit, Gerard.
Okay. Hi, I'm Gerard Gibraltar.
I'm Kevin Peterson.
And I'm Ryan Benoit, and this is SerialPodcastNine. All right, team.
What's up, Buttercup?
What do we got? Yeah, what's going on? Butter biscuits.
Okay, I got a question for you guys.
All right.
What the fuck is this thing?
Oh. Well, Troy, now you have to describe it. It looks like a fancy chess piece that you put.
Yeah, it looks almost like Lego. It's a
chess
collet.
piece.
That looks like some sort of collet. I can't really see it. Oh, that's a fitting? Yeah, I don't know.
Got an O-ring on it. 2 O-rings on it. It's a specific length. Welcome to the world of BMWs.
It's a butt plug?
What the fuck is this, Kevin? Could you even ever figure out what the fuck this is? Like, if I looked at this and didn't know what it was, I'd be like,
I don't know. Yeah, like it goes into intake manifold and like fluctuates idles.
fucking radiator. It's fucking radiator. That's the
radiator.
So that blue thing is the drain plug, but this thing is like I don't know what they fucking call it, but it's so weird. It goes in quarter turn, but this distance is determined of where the coolant goes, like automatic standard and shit. It's so fucking weird, dude. Anyways, mine was broken.
I don't love
everything is plastic. Everything is fucking plastic. It's so stupid.
I feel last week you were all on. Anyway, it's fine.
It's cool. I mean, this thing was literally like $9 on Amazon, but still, it's like if it wasn't plastic, you would never have to buy it.
It sounds like you're sitting on a gold mine of an idea, you know.
Why do you think they make so much money repairing those fucking things? They're just fucked.
Hey, I got not a question that I want to share, which I think is great. So last week's episode, I talked about how much I enjoy Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Just talking, whether he be Bonesaw or just talking to Mean Gene. Love it. And our pal Joel reached out, and I like responses to things that we also talk about. I think is great. So I'm going to do a response segment right now. And this is responses to things that we've talked about. So
responses with Ryan.
All right. Joel, our buddy Joel, reached out and he said, so kind of random, kind of not. Macho Man Randy Savage used to do an event when I was in elementary school for all the local kids around Christmas time. He would read Christmas stories to us and give out gifts. Looking back at it now, it's kind of crazy. Lol. And that made my day. Just knowing that much.
Yeah, that would be so amazing. Yeah.
And
I feel like I would have had a different life if Macho Man was like reading me Christmas stories.
And I said, I assume he wore the Macho Man gear, like the cowboy hat, the weird,
the
sunglasses.
fringe.
Yeah.
The original Pit Vipers.
Yeah. And then he was like, to be honest, it was so long ago, I can't remember, which is amazing. Like not being able to have a vivid memory of a man showing up in spandex or not and like a cowboy hat. But he said, but he for sure read the stories in the Macho Man voice, which it makes sense. Like,
yeah, he got a persona upkeep.
Yeah. Also, after we talked about Macho Man, Kevin talked about how he liked Ric Flair. And then I watched the 30 for 30 on Ric Flair. And then I now know a bunch about Ric Flair, which is also great.
Could you imagine a child story being Macho Man? And then the dinosaur.
Ooh.
It was huge.
We got
Christmas
3
carols.
minutes of reading time.
Yeah.
Like you're all mine. Oh man, I love it. But it makes sense. WWF at the time was geared towards children, and WWE or whatever. Or no, sorry, WCW, whatever else it was called, was geared towards like adults more or less. So it makes sense, and I loved it. I love that. Chris Klein from Saskatchewan, after listening to our podcast about my pet peeves and me driving a Prius, I thought this was pretty funny. He said, listening to the podcast, now that you drive a Prius, do you use the Saskatchewan typical hand wave when someone lets you in, or is that strictly a Saskatchewan thing? And does anyone ever wave back? And then I
hand
thought,
wave's lame, bro. You gotta do the flash.
like Barry Allen the Flash or Wally West the Flash?
No, like the flash your hazards 2 times kind of thing.
Good. I'm glad you didn't even like waver when I tried to get you to decipher between two heroes. All right. Great. Do you wave back if someone lets you in?
Yeah, I do. I'm more way back if I like do a move.
I don't wave. I flash.
You don't do the old hand out the back, like so they can see in the back window? No.
This morning, Rig was trying to get in. There's a smaller gap. I backed up a bit, flashed him once, let him in, flashed him like 2 times for like, yo, cool. And then he like flashed his hazards back at me. So it was like totally sweet.
Yeah, that's trucker lingo.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's kind of,
listen, Gerard.
If you can't use your horn, you could use your flash. Not everybody can like roll down the window and like go like
I don't
this.
put my hand out the window. I try to.
No, just one of these.
Yeah, you just chuck the deuce.
Too much work.
Yeah,
like go like this.
Too much. That's more work. Oh, whatever.
Just like this.
Whatever. Oh man, great. And then our friend from Germany, JZS Papi, which I enjoy always, sends me a voice note, which is the best thing. And I don't want everybody to do it, but if you live in Germany, you are allowed to send me a voice note while you're driving. And he sent me a voice note about the crowdfunding or the GoFundMe for cars, like popular cars that burn to the ground, and then people.
Oh yeah, the one we did a while ago.
Yeah, and he said there's a guy in Germany who had it was an Audi. And it was very expensive, and he built it over years. And the guy is very well off, runs the company, very well known. And he took it to do a test run, and the car burnt to the ground, gone. And he started a GoFundMe and raised like over 100,000 for this car. And yeah, but he's already well-to-do. And we had a slight conversation, and I said, like I do hate GoFundMes for situations like this, but like. Same token, that guy's got over $100,000 now from a GoFundMe. Why the shit does he care what I think about him? Like, he's rich. Fuck that. Who cares? You know what? I don't have $100,000. The thing is that my pride will never let me be like, I need to go start a GoFundMe. But I guess, different strokes for different folks.
I'm there with you.
I don't like it either, but gets results.
Shall I send you the answer from Alex Lee regarding the last podcast, or should I read it?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
You're the
boss. Might as well read it.
Yeah, so out of all the podcasts, I got the most responses on the last one myself. I don't know about you guys. I mean, you get more responses seemingly than all of us, but
I didn't get anything. I got one response, and it was today about it.
Cedric goes to Kevin with questions.
It was actually Gordon.
Oh, and
what did he say?
Gordon was like, yo, the last podcast was hilarious. He's like, I was sitting at work with headphones on, working away at my desk. And he's like, I laughed out loud so hard that one of my coworkers came over to see like what was going on. And he said he's like, Kevin, it was when you said, like, if you're just going to keep reading stats, I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Read me the Alex.
Read him and wait.
Oh, right. Okay.
He has a BMW now, right?
He does. Alex Lee essentially has a DIY M3. So Alex Lee, our old good buddy, Formula D guy, we built him a GS 300 or 400 or whatever the hell it was at one point, but it had like a Texas Speed LS6 or 7 or something, but it was like a 600 horse crank LS engine. Fast forward, he kept that engine, sold the Aristo or whatever GS, and then eventually it blew up, and now he took most of those parts and put them on sort of like a junkyard 6-liter or 5.3. Still probably makes 400 something horse. Anyway, so he bought a BMW 335 M Sport Coupe to try the N54 twin turbo, that engine.
Yeah.
But it was already kind of like clapped out when he bought it. So like it just basically was like, it was kind of fucked anyways. But I think he originally bought it with the intent of putting the V8 in it anyways. So anyways, now he has a 500 horsepower, 400 horsepower V8 3 Series coupe. So basically an M3, because the M3 of that vintage is V8. But he said, latest podcast was awesome. I fully agree with moving towards BMW. Biased. People get too caught up with nostalgia and get uncomfortable with moving forward. S9 has always been about moving forward and doing the next big thing better and cooler than anyone else, in my opinion, lol. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
fine. But that also seems self-serving, because then he can get cool parts for a BMW. And I'm just over here trying to get cool parts for a JZS 161,
He did say biased. He admitted bias.
No, I said that. I said that.
Oh, okay. I thought
he's biased.
I thought he put that in there.
Yeah.
But
everyone's a little bit biased.
But at the same time, to further my point of last week, saying that there's a big crossover between like Toyota and BMW guys, that's another one. There was Curtis, there's Gilbert, there's Reggie, there's Brandon, there's doesn't Dimoff have a BMW?
Yeah, but he's always
Dimoff has a BMW.
Yeah, there's lots of people.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like that's a very tight connection, man.
Yeah, most of them can work on their own vehicles.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to be able to work on your own car if you have a BMW. That's for sure.
That's not for me.
That's true.
I don't want that.
I mean, that's the thing too, because I've been trying to help Danny find a car for ages and ages, and I'm just like, dude, like, he's like, oh, this BMW is cheap. This BMW, I'm like, dude,
there's a reason it's cheap.
Don't buy a BMW. He's like, why are you buying one? I'm like, well, because I can fix it, man. Like, I've literally spent
Gerard.
hours in my garage to fix these
do as I say, not as I do.
Beauty oil leaks. You know what I mean? And like this thing, like the fucking thing, like.
But you make such a compelling argument. Like you do make a compelling. We're not doing 2 podcasts in a row. Where
back to back.
Back to back BMWs. You do make a compelling argument. And it's very easy to get caught up in the fact that not everybody is you. So when you say a thing, it's like, oh yeah, I can do that. But like for most people, it's like, no, you fucking can't. Like there's a percentage.
But I mean, at the end of the day, most of our customers are fucking swapping their own engines, man. Like if you can swap an engine or like do a transmission job, you sure as fucking fix some oil leaks or a water pump, some suspension parts.
Look, I don't know anything about business. I only know what my heart feels, and I don't care about these.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you keep the Aristo. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Hey, good. Great. Sweet. I got another question.
Okay, good. Question or answer response.
I don't have an answer for anything. The whole point.
No, I meant like I thought we were doing.
I tried to make sense of the whole thing.
Ryan did the response, and now that was your response.
Yeah. All right.
Do you have a response, Kevin?
Yeah, it was from Gordon.
Oh, that was the one.
That has been responses with Ryan.
Or what's our subject?
I apologize. Well, no, I'm doing a question, and then usually you get worked up about something, and then we talk about it for 2 hours. I feel like it's your first time here every time, and I love it. All right. I'm going to screw this up. So I'm going to spell it, and then we'll go from there. So it's EWWREPS, which and me is ew reps. Like ew reps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I got that. Anyway. And then he says, hey, Ryan, I got a question for the podcast. What type of influences / peer pressures could have been some weird trends everyone has been hopping on or something have you 3 caved into? Could be like a modification you've done to your car, a car you've purchased, or actions you've done while driving. And it could be a negative or positive outcome as well. And so the idea there is, in the car world, when have you caved to peer pressure?
Or trends? Or is it just peer
trends?
pressure?
Well, yeah, but I guess trends in a way is kind of like peer pressure as well, a little bit.
Oh, I got all
yeah.
the answers.
It's like less pressure, but
Yeah.
but from more people.
More people. But everybody in the car scene's supposedly friends. I don't know. You follow each other on Instagram, you see all the things, and you're like, I gotta do this too. I gotta get, and you follow. Or you got a friend who tells you to do a thing, and then you do it, and maybe it's good or it's bad. But I guess maybe the heart of this question is, it's like not necessarily following your heart, but like being influenced by someone else. And what were the outcomes? Yeah.
One thing I want to say, but you don't have to put this in. We just have to remind me later to tell people that we're on TikTok.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, sorry.
SerialNine's on TikTok, everybody. We can put that in. It's fine.
Okay. I just didn't want.
Also, I'm not sure.
I didn't want to like interrupt right now, but I had to interrupt to remind myself for later. So
yeah, we'll remind them later. Hey, listen to this, Gerard. This episode of Serial Podcast 9 has been brought to you by SerialNine, now on TikTok. Follow them at SerialNine on TikTok. There you go.
Perfect. That was
first
perfect.
endorsement. Yeah. Okay. What trend did you follow, or were you like peer pressured into? What were the outcomes?
You said you had all the answers.
Okay, so I mean, all of them. I don't know. I bought a JZX 100. I have a JZ because that's popular.
Man, you made the JZ. You made the JZ popular.
Yeah, but
haven't you always had a?
Yeah, I always had a JZ. Stance. You know, we stance.
But that isn't based on someone else telling you to do something.
Hey man, I was influenced by everybody at some point, or somebody at some point.
Yeah, you saw like a cool Japanese car that was stanced, and then you stanced your car.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
here's how. Yeah,
you heard a cool Japanese car, the 1J.
Yeah,
the 1J.
Bought a 1J.
Yeah, okay.
I saw drifting on auction, and I went drifting.
Yeah. Okay, stop. Kevin, what convinced you to buy a G35?
Gerard.
It was probably Gerard. No, I mean, like, I'm not going to make that decision on my own. And yeah, I don't know, made sense on paper or whatever. It's kind of like the whole BMW thing where you're just like, you talk about it and then you're just like, yeah, it's going to be sick. And then you get it and you're like, it's not for me, maybe. But like, yeah, I don't know that was like peer pressure so much.
Well, Gerard is a peer and he probably is a constant.
Honestly, I don't remember pushing you to get that car, but like,
I think it just made sense.
I'm sure I was like, yeah, this is sick. You know, I mean, I do think this car is sick. So,
Gerard, if I bought a BMW,
but I mean, it also
tomorrow,
it came and went. And
like,
you never wanted it in the meantime. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
me or
yeah, like you know, you're all excited about the G35 that you've had for a year now, but like we had that one for 5 years.
Yeah,
5 years, 5 years.
I don't know.
Ago,
There's something about it. There's something about it that like I didn't think it was. I don't know if it was like maybe like I think it sounded cool. No, well, I might have been that. It might have been that it wasn't mine.
I mean, but the interior was pretty bust.
Yeah, I was gonna say the interior was never like it was always like kind of really fucked up. Like the center console was just it looked like, you know, like my first handbrake install or some shit. Like because you couldn't find the correct console because they're super rare. The 6-speed manual. And then didn't you have beige interior and then you had a black center console, or was it vice versa or something?
No, I never put that center console in.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, yeah, it was that. It sounded cool because you had that weird ass like twin muffler on it, but then it sounded cool like for what it was, but generally not cool, right?
I mean, it sounded cool like 20% and below throttle, but then like when you like got on it, it did not sound good, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah. I don't know if that was peer pressure. Like, I feel like that's the thing. I feel like I don't know. One time I did a burnout. A bunch of people were telling you do a burnout, and I did a burnout. You know. Yeah,
I did that once. I got in trouble by the property manager of the place. And
but I mean, also like I don't know. Remember when we were leaving Spirit Peaks and that guy was just yelling at me to do a burnout? I was like, no, like,
yeah, you're a grown up now.
Yeah.
What I was going to say. Oh, sorry. You say your thing.
Am I?
I mean,
it doesn't really take anybody telling you now to do a burnout, not just do a burnout.
No,
so
but
like,
that's part of your shtick. It's it's your thing that you do. I was gonna say I could buy a BMW tomorrow, and Gerard would be like, "I had nothing to do with that," and be like, "I don't know, you just sent me 30 fucking photos of a BMW." Like,
hey, when it worked, you're like, "Oh, that's a sick BMW."
I said one was all right, but like, I don't know, and like fully everything Gerard said. Gerard is obviously a peer and says a lot of things, and Gerard carries, a lot of weight in the court of opinions in my brain when it comes to cars. So if Gerard, through this whole podcast, I'd have a Porsche, I'd have a Mercedes AMG, I'd have, like all the things.
Yeah.
And it would be because of Gerard ranting and raving about it. It's not because like I'm like, I need that. I don't need it. Like, anyway. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kevin, what I'm trying to say is, I call that peer pressure. You had a G35 because of peer pressure.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you're not wrong. Because I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't,
Right.
But I feel like most of the other things, like I didn't feel like I got peer pressured into painting my car pink or like picking 3-spoke wheels or.
No, that's all Kevin, 100%. There's nothing about that that's anybody else, but like.
But I mean, it feels like if you were to build that, a similar style car today, it does feel like you're chasing the trend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I guess it's hard for me to look at your car at any point and never be and think that it's anything but Kevin.
Yeah, I don't think the next car is going to be painted pink.
No. That's fair.
It feels like maybe you come back to it every 10 years or something. You have a pink car every 10 years or something.
Yeah. But yeah. Gerard, an actual like peer pressure. What, you got a peer pressure thing that you've done or adopted a trend?
I mean, I bought the Infiniti QX56 because I watched a lot of Australian Nissan Patrol Y62 guys. And it sort of solidified my like. Does
that not feel like research though? I guess it's peer pressure. It's a fine line, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because it doesn't exist here. I mean, there's one guy in the States who had a lifted one on 37s, and I saw that and I talked to him a bit, and I was like, yeah, but I want to do that. Like, I don't want 37s or whatever, but like, I want that.
Yeah,
truck.
you do.
Like, if it's good enough for him, it's if he could do all that with that truck, then I could. That makes sense for me. I think it probably like pushed me over the edge. Like I already liked the truck or whatever, but like to sort of be validated through quote unquote peers made me make the jump. You know what I mean?
That doesn't feel like peer pressure to me.
No?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I think you.
Okay. I'll try to find.
I don't think Gerard adheres to peer pressure. If I'm being very honest.
I just gotta be. I gotta find something.
No, that's not how.
Underglow. No,
avant-garde.
No. Brushed wheels? No, those were never popular.
No, your whole persona is doing things that people like aren't into before they do it, and then they're into it after you do it. Like you're ahead of the curve. I
got the JZX 100. I feel like that. I don't know if that's peer pressure.
Yeah, but you also chose a Cresta, so like it's
Cresta,
not even like Cresta.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I got the Cresta before. Like now, it seems that Crestas are gaining popularity.
Yeah.
So I had the Cresta already, but
yeah, that doesn't like I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a chaser.
Yeah, you're not chasing the trends, if you know what I mean.
There's got to be something.
You're cresting the trends.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't really. I can't really think of anything else from Kevin either. I mean, the G35 maybe because of probably a bit of research / like me being like, yeah, dude, it's fucking sick. But like, I don't think Kevin. I mean, maybe.
Well, okay,
sorry, what about that fucking Subaru?
I mean, that was because I didn't have a car. And I definitely wasn't trying to. I don't think there's ever been a trend of people owning legacy wagons.
Shitty base model automatic legacy.
Yeah.
Yo, buy this. It's
I don't
sick.
think that was a trend. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I thought maybe like I influenced you to buy it because I was like, yeah, it's a good car. These are great cars.
Who knows? Maybe I don't know.
Okay,
that one was fully just a lemon.
Okay, anyway. So we're talking about only car-related stuff? I don't know.
Well, what is it? Peer pressured in your regular life then? I mean, like, nobody peer pressured you to do the thing after Formula D when the cop pulled you over.
Oh, and you my first jerk? No.
Yeah,
No, you did.
That was just
you.
me being an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, hey, you should do a drift around here and like pull the e-brake. And no.
That's the thing. I think we're like silly enough that we don't need to be peer pressured.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
we're the ones who peer pressure the other people.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I don't even consider it peer pressure. If Gerard or Kevin tells me to do, like, I need something or it should be done, I'm like, yeah, all right. Like, I'm not like, maybe. I'm like, yeah, all right. That makes sense. You know what you're talking about.
What about the hood exit wastegates?
I mean, I thought you liked that though. You know what I mean?
I love that. I think it's sick.
Yeah,
but I didn't think it up. I didn't like it.
But I mean, that's I feel that's different. That's just drawing inspiration, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, there's drawing inspiration or a trend. I mean, like,
yeah, I feel like if I put underglow on my car or something, that would definitely be like that.
Yeah,
because like I don't really love underglow, but like I was like, oh, I'll do it because it's like it's kind of fucking you gotta have it when you go to like final bout or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It gets a bit foggy because there's a line. Because I even remember looking at blogs way back in like the 2000s, late 2000s ish, or no, but no, I'm gonna say looking at blogs in like 2012 ish, and being like that's when like people must have been like sticker bombing stuff.
Oh god.
Yeah, but like I never sticker bombed anything, but I remember seeing like
still my friend.
That's what would change it. I remember seeing cars on like the Fat List blog and just being like, whoa, what a thing. What a like, like I don't know, like
no.
And SC3. No, I know now, Gerard, but there was
I know. I'm just
thinking
to all the sticker bomb cars that I saw. Like it was always the stupid wind deflector was sticker bombed. Yeah. Or the front lip. Yeah.
Or a garnish. My friend Eric Zapata, when I met him, EZAP, the real EZAP.
You're gonna throw him under the bus,
Oh yeah, but he doesn't. He loves it. On his S13, I'm pretty sure the rear garnish was sticker bombed. Maybe he'll listen to this and be mad, and maybe I was wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember that. And that's why we're the best of friends, because we saw the things and we were like, yeah. But so sticker bomb, I never really did it, but I thought there was a while because like stickers are currency in the car world, and that way you were just putting your currency all over your front lip.
But I mean, you had all sorts of stupid stickers because there's no way you had enough interest in so many brands, or you had so many products in your car that the stickers from those fucking 10 companies that you got parts for in your car were enough to cover your entire front lip.
No, but back then you were doing
stupid ass shit.
It was all blogs though, right? It was like I got an Illa sticker, I got a Motor Maven sticker. Oh man.
What about how is it?
No, never that.
Fucking
I was a big brand representative of like media stuff. I have a whole bag still to this day of like old Illa stuff that I got.
Okay, we're gonna sticker bomb the right rear door of your Risto. That's what we're doing.
No, why would we do that?
Okay, the right rear window.
It'll say Mrs. Sticker Bomb.
Oh man, Alex is so mad right now. I have like the illest like metal emblem you can put on your car. They gave that.
Oh, what?
I have that. I just don't ever know what to do.
You should sneak out to San Fran and like, when Mark Arsenal's like Beetle is parked or his wife's Taycan Cross Turismo's parked one day, you should like stick that on the little 3/4 window.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah, it's vintage. He'd be like, oh man, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Just the softest spoken guy punching me in the face. Yeah, all right. I don't know if this was like this is where it gets tricky. Is that I don't know if it's like peer pressure. It was just like the style of the time. I'm going to say this and you're going to say no, and I don't give a shit. But like the
style of the time was to put a Transformer logo plaque emblem on your car.
Well, yeah, if it was an Autobot, because I'd never be a Decepticon. Anyway.
And put Altezza taillights on your Civic
Yeah. Hey, do you ever walk by a car and
with a
see,
Sony Explode.
Oh Jesus! I was gonna say, do you ever walk by a car and see like a transformer emblem on the car and be like,
and then smash the window?
No, sure are. I was just gonna say like, there's no fucking way that thing's an Autobot or a Decepticon. I don't know.
No, I don't ever think of that. Like,
yeah, I know. No,
I always just think, look at this person who has no taste in cars.
Oh, you meant
sense.
You meant like look at the sticker and think.
Yeah,
it's not even yeah.
It's an emblem.
It's like that's not an Autobot.
I would never think that. I would just be like,
you would never think like,
no, never.
Yay.
What if what happened if?
So like, what would you put one on the Aristo, and then it would be like a Aristo bot because that's cool enough to transform.
No, you're missing my point.
No, but is that car cool enough to transform?
Well, no, because we know my car's not a transformer, so that doesn't matter.
No cars transform. But none of the cars you see in the real world, Ryan, are transformers.
There are no transformers.
But what if they were? And would they choose to be that car?
Well, I don't know how the Transformers identify.
I don't even know if an Aristo wanted to be a Transformer.
Yeah,
and honestly,
you're getting ahead of yourself.
If an Aristo was a Transformer, it'd probably be a Decepticon because it's fucking kind of a cool car.
It's kind of like evil.
You know what would be an Autobot?
Whoa.
I'll tell you what. You know what would be an Autobot? The Prius would be an Autobot.
Yeah.
Prius would be. Yeah.
Prius. Hey, leave me alone. Hey, leave me alone.
Gold
chief.
Let me in. Yeah. Please let me in.
I feel like you've watched Transformers. I'm getting off topic, but
no, this is a perfect topic.
Yeah.
You mean like the movie or the cartoon?
The cartoon.
Dude, why? The movie was so much better.
When the cartoon was like your age, no, wasn't it?
No, but Gerard.
I never watched cartoons, man.
It was before my age.
Like, I mean, I'm sure it was out. I can't remember that far back.
Gerard, they were cars that turned into robots, and you're like, it's like half of your identity.
Listen, what I remember watching as a kid was Knight Rider, like maybe a bit of like the Fall Guy, MacGyver.
God, this is so much about you as a person.
Airwolf, do you remember? You probably never heard of fucking
No, I've fucking heard of Airwolf.
Okay, when Airwolf.
Who are you talking to?
And then there's one more, man. Oh, the A-Team? Dude, that's I watched all that shit.
Yeah, okay.
Cartoons.
Listen.
I don't remember watching cartoons.
I
watched all those shows like when I was really young.
Makes sense for your personality. And MacGyver and the A-Team, you're like out there building shit.
Yeah.
Turning your van into a tank.
A pitiful.
Dude, I watched a lot of Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard. I watched a lot of that. Yeah. Dukes of Hazzard.
Quick, who was the narrator for the Dukes of Hazzard?
And then them Duke boys at it again. It's that's like Waylon Jennings.
Yes, Kevin.
I don't know who that is.
That's right. You don't know who Waylon Jennings is?
No.
You out here talking to me like I don't know what Airwolf is? Fuck you. All right.
You know what's funny? It's funny now if you watch Airwolf or whatever, and you like look at it. Like when I was a kid,
are you watching Airwolf now?
No. I just mean like I have seen it. Like I want to say like in the last 5 years or something.
No.
And really? Like because I looked it up because like on YouTube or something because I was like, yo, was that like a cool helicopter? So when I was a kid, when the helicopter like comes up from behind it, you're like, oh, like it's so crazy, and it made that cool sound. Or whatever, but like now you watch it, like that's like a bunk ass helicopter that they just like pasted a bunch of crap on, and like you know what I mean. You're like that's like the lamest helicopter, but
maybe every helicopter was cool. Exactly. I remember watching the old Batman a lot. Like
I used to watch a bit of that too. Yeah.
And they had like remember that helicopter.
I remember the car thinking, "Holy crap, that thing is crazy."
Yeah,
it's like
great, good. I'm glad we did this. All I was saying was, sometimes you see a car, it's got a lot of shit on it, and then they put like an Autobot sticker on it or a Decepticon sticker, and no Decepticon would choose to be that piece of shit, is what I think. That's all I thought.
Don't they get that? Don't they just like get sparked? Isn't it just some electronics and then they get sparked? They don't really get to choose.
No, they choose. They do a thing, and then they.
So the guy was like, "I'm gonna be a shitty cassette player." He was like, "That's what I want to be."
A boombox?
No,
Shockwave's fucking dope. I don't think.
Didn't
I would want to
Shockwave
be-
go into?
I thought
the
he
big
wasn't
thing?
originally a boombox. I thought
He was
like,
a Walkman. He wasn't
was
a
a Walkman,
boombox.
yeah,
He was a
that's what I
Walkman,
mean. Wasn't
and
he?
he fit into the chest of the other dude.
No, Shockwave. Okay, hang on. There's Soundwave and Shockwave.
Okay,
Shockwave is different.
I remember the yellow
Soundwave. What? No, that's a Autobot. That's a different one. God
Oh,
damn
my
it. Now we're going down a weird. Let's not.
Yeah, exactly.
There's Soundwave and Shockwave. Soundwave was the boombox, and he had the cassettes that he shot out, like Ravage or whatever.
Okay,
Ravage. And he had the cool fucking voice. Like, he was a dope as shit. A lot of the Decepticons don't make sense because, like, Megatron turns into a fucking gun that Starscream had to fire at people. That doesn't make sense. Masks can't go away like that. Anyway, doesn't matter. Hey, if you could have any Transformer car, which Transformer car would you take?
Isn't there only a Camaro and like a?
Why are you using Michael Bay movies as the Bible?
Well, I mean, what?
Would you rather be the Volkswagen Beetle?
Yeah, like
You guys, there's like Datsuns and there's Porsches. There's tons of things.
Right?
I tell you what,
I'm
I
the
don't-
boombox.
I don't really know enough about
That's my
Transformers
answer.
except for the Michael Bay movie, so that's my answer.
I don't like any of this for you. All right, fine.
Sorry, I wish I could entertain you more, but
There's like a Lancia as well, I think.
oh, that's just cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I knew I'd get you with that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Who am I trying to impress?
We've
Okay.
unleashed.
You
Unleashed
really
a
like-
monster.
This is what the podcast should be about. I drank a very strong beer and now I'm really in it. Okay. Back to car trends. I'm going to be on it. So, I mean, peer pressure is hard. I actually think that,
I mean, I just got peer pressure to talk about Transformers. So
good. I think in the car scene, in groups, we've kind of talked about this before. This might be anyway, I feel like every group probably there's like a sounding board, or maybe the entire group is a sounding board. Is that fair to say? Like, you have an idea, like you're going to go mod your car. Do you just do it, or are you talking about it with your friend?
I would think the most times you're going to talk about it. Well, I mean, you're definitely. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've talked about what flares you're going to put on the 100.
Yeah, I
like,
usually
hundreds of
talk
times,
about it
and,
like after. I usually talk about it after I've made the decision.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was going to say. If I have an idea, I will talk to Kevin and Gerard about it.
Mhm.
And then if Kevin has an idea, he'll talk to Gerard about it. But Gerard's mostly made up his mind and just wants us to tell him it's a good idea.
Yeah, like I was when you talk about flares, for example, like when I told everyone these fucked up flares that I'm going to put on the car, there's nobody that would have said that that's a whack idea, and I would have changed my mind. Like, the deal was already done. I was going to say, I feel like a good example of peer pressure would be like stretching tires, or like, adding camber. You know what I mean? Like when you're like kind of just like a normal car dude from, not back in the day, but like, and like you have a car that's like lowered or nice or whatever, but now all of a sudden this like stance movement is like so prominent. Because I remember, for example, Sean Manson, he's like,
the minute you said this, I was like, I was thinking of Sean. And then I was like, no, this does make a good comparison there.
Yeah, because he had a Mazda 3. It was like kind of lowered and like pretty, and I mean, it had a sticker bomb front lip and everything too. So it was like fully like that. And then, he met us, and I think I had like the GS at that time that was like not finished, but it was like whatever. And then he had the Celsior, and then the stance movement had like sort of started getting popular. And he came to us and he's like, hey man, I want to like stance my car. And first I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? And then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like, do you want like the camber and like the kind of sick wheels and stuff? And so we did. We put like 18 by 9.5, like low offset wheels on his Mazda 3, like extended the control arms and built the NCAs and had like 7 degrees of camber, and it was sick. And then he just got a VI and always had to put new tires on it because it would just blow up tires. But yeah, that would be like kind of a peer pressure thing. It's like you want to stance your car because now your like H&R spring or whatever lowered car is kind of like quote unquote lame.
Not
You
cool
want to
enough
like
for you anymore. Yeah.
not cool enough to like hang in the world of modified cars, right? So now you're going to get coilovers and you're going to get like stretched tires, and now you're going to maybe even add a bit of camber and put the car lower than like you ever thought was like even possible before. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like all that is sort of the, you know what I mean?
Peer pressure. Yeah. What I was going to say is like every group has their sounding board. And then I think that kind of in a way ends up being peer pressure, like the sounding board that you go to. So if you've ever, unless you build a car in a silo from all of your friends, or you don't have friends and you're not on Instagram, everything is a variation of peer pressure of what you're doing. I think to a degree, like no idea is totally original, I guess. But yeah, I think like my example was I ran a rising sun hood on my 180 for a while. And that was because like my buddy wanted to borrow the black hood off of my car. And he's like, you can run the rising sun hood. And like I look back now and I'm like, oh, what like a weird thing that was I did. But at the time, the guy that traded me hoods, I was like, he knows what's up. And so that was kind of like the peer pressure. I was like, oh, if he owns it, it must be all right. I'll just put that on my car. And then it was like very much like a hey, look at me type thing. And I remember Jody always being my wife being like, why is that on your car? Like, what is wrong with you? But yeah. And then I felt really bad about it until I went to when we went for Devin Horsley's memorial type car gathering on August 6th of like not this last one, but the one before. And they had all these old cars. And I saw like even Devin Horsley had like a hood that had like a thing on it that was like painted that wasn't like just a straight color. And I was like, oh, that must have just been like of the time. Everybody
I feel like it was of the time.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I knew people with like rising sun hoods or like the roof or something like that for sure.
Yeah, or like a fender. I don't
know. Yeah, I don't know if this is like peer pressure, but like on my like first A86, like I was like, oh, all the cool A86s have like this like under axle straight pipe style exhaust. So I went to
mismatched wheels.
I went to Midas and I got like an under axle straight back exhaust, but it was like terrible. And the car wasn't like super low, so the under axle was like hilarious,
Right.
And yeah, I felt like that. And then also like literally like day one, I took out all of the interior out of that car, except for like the dash and like the glove box. Like, because that was, I feel like that wasn't like peer pressure. Like I wanted to do that, but like
I was gonna say,
you know what I mean? It was something for sure.
I mean, your peers may be just indifferent. Like I was gonna say, like I maybe have peer pressure, but like you said, your sounding board, like maybe my peers are the Japan or like, you know what I mean? Not that I like talk to them or anything, but like that's my main influence. And maybe it's just not a local influence. Maybe it's just like from farther away,
I mean, maybe, but I don't agree. I think you're just your own thing that does. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I didn't think of all this shit myself. I have a lot of influence.
No, you didn't. But nobody thinks about all of the shit themselves. Like nobody's actually
like
sitting
the
around.
full
like,
pioneer.
Like it's all take something and make it your own. But I think that there's people that like take things from a different place and make it their own. And then there's like that's where you get the peer pressure or the whatever. I have found the older you get, hopefully, the better choices you make when you do a thing, right? So, I mean, that to me is like Gerard rolled my fenders. That's a better choice than me trying to do it myself or getting somebody else to not do it. Like there is that type of thing. Like you make where you choose to let your influences like seep in is definitely like maybe a more grown up, mature way to approach the car scene, because most of us are going to be influenced by everything. And there's always going to be like a trend of the time or a thing to hop on and like be a part of. You can go from big wheels to small wheels. I mean, I can't go to small wheels, but there's always something. Yeah, there's always a thing that can exist that you can go to. But I think the refinement of your sounding board and like where you allow that stuff to seep in is probably a learned skill, and some people learn it faster than others. What else do you want to talk about?
So BMW.
Yeah, BMWs. I don't know if you guys have heard. It's funny because the BMW thing has come up quite often. People have like asked us to think and really like realistically talk about BMWs. And even this is an example of the last topic. It's like we've entertained it, but we've never gone into it at that depth until Gerard became interested in it. And then it was like, then we really had to like.
I feel like I just get so into things that like I'm very like a steamroller. Like Kevin will just be like, man, all right, like shut the fuck up already. Like about your truck or about your fucking Porsche or about your, I don't want to hear about AMGs anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'll just get super into something and then like learn every possible aspect about it and then be super into it. And then
find something else.
And then maybe do it or maybe not, right? Maybe. But I definitely feel like.
What is the thing that makes you do it? Because that is the thing. It's like, I joke about this, but I also appreciate that. I appreciate this about you, Gerard, that you do get super into a thing and then you go and research the hell out of it. And then like, I feel like I'm the same way, but for like fucking pop culture. So it's not useful, but like, so you're like, here's a car thing, but what makes you actually like pull the trigger and then do it?
One is probably attainability, and then two is probably like the end goal. You know what I mean? Right. Like for example, the 100. Like obviously, I like JZX 100s. I wanted to go back to a smaller Toyota sedan or whatever. I want to something lighter, and obviously the 100 is like very popular chassis. And out of all the like 100, the 90, 100, 110, like for me, the 100 is the best one as far as coolness versus whatever, right? And I have a 110, so I don't need to build another 110.
But then like pulling the trigger, like
right. So I pulled the trigger because then honestly, I saw that JZX 100 Renan guy's car, the Cresta, and I'd never really seen a 100 that looked that extreme. Like I've seen hundreds of 100s. And they all look cool. I think they're cool cars. Like even I vividly remember the option or the Dorian that I had with the like 1819 Stagger, work equipped, Mark II, BN Sports, everything, BN Hood. And I was like, that car is so fucking cool. You know what I mean? But like, I never wanted to build that car. Like no matter as much as I liked it, I was like, you do kind of see those cars. But when I saw that one car, I was like, oh, I can have 100 and make it look like that. Like, yeah, I'm down with that. And then, so I like pulled the trigger. Cause like, yeah, it was just sort of like, you're kind of on the cusp. And then this like one thing just like puts you over the edge for me anyways. So, and then the other thing that actually made me fully pull the trigger was that I found one or some for cheap. Cause even at the same time, those cars are so expensive. I was just like, no fucking way I'm buying one of those cars. Cause like, I'm not spending $7,000 on some stock ass, like 100. But then I looked harder and I eventually found a deal. So yeah, between the deal and that one car, those are the two factors. Anyways, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. It's like the thing is there's a deal to be had. So a lower barrier, like there was no tricking your way into the AMG scene. It feels like, like you can't fool them into giving you that. But where you are with like BMWs, it's like there's actually like a ladder. It feels like you've worked out in your head that you can climb. Mm-hmm. And then same with the 100 and the 110 you got in. I imagine one day the 110 is going to be very popular. And so as long as you hold on to that thing long enough, it'll be like, ooh la la. Zootaloo.
I joked today about taking everything out of it and putting it into E91 wagon.
Yeah, but then that'll be the thing. It's like, this is, I almost think that if we just took your ideas or things that you've executed on and put them on a vault and like sat on it for 3 years and then you would pull it out and then people
then do it. Yeah.
Yeah. They'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? Like that would be the point. Cause yeah, like 110s will become available and
It's not for a long time, man. Like 3 or 4 years.
That's not that long. And there's people that have 110s right now or are trying to like, it's just like you're ahead of that curve by 5 years. That's the same thing, you know. It's like we often look at like the stats on the videos of all the cars that come up on the SerialNine YouTube page, and like imagine if your GS was still around and had more videos about it, like what that would mean. It's just a funny thing to think about. Probably be doing very well. I mean, even finally a meme was made about GS 300s like a few days ago. You know, when has that ever happened? I'm just happy to be included in the jokes. Like Kevin's out here with his IS 300, like, you know, that chassis getting to be in all the jokes.
Nothing but you know, it's just a joke chassis. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is the thing. It does feel as if it is when it becomes attainable, because like, yeah, you had your Porsche thing, you had your AMG thing, but those are not as attainable as just owning a BMW, I guess. That's an observation with me.
Yeah, no. Never mind.
No, say it. I love the...
no, I was going to say, like, I'm sure you could, like, flip your way up the Porsche ladder, but it does feel that, like, maybe you need to have more to start with, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would that even look like? What would
you also got
it? What I was going to buy was a Cayman. It was like 14 or 15 grand. And here they're like 30 something for a nice one. Is a Cayman S, like a good spec, 19-inch wheels and stuff. You probably would have made 7 to 10K on it. And then you could get into a 996 at that point. And then with the 996s, you'd have to do a lot of work, but you could probably flip up pretty easily to a 997. I have to do 2 or 3 996s because they're pretty shitty. Just because they're kind of like, they're super shitty. You could buy like a really shitty 996 for like cheap, and then, you know, move up to a nicer one and then eventually get into a 997. But yeah, the Caymans are pretty nice. They're great value, man, for like in Japan. Anyways, don't put that in so people don't buy them because they have all the prices.
Well, I'm going to put it in. You've used all your edits on all the other things. That's going in.
No.
I guess we'll just have to leave in the real sultry thing you said. No. Anyway, all right. Well, that's fun. What else you got for me? You know, what else is going on in your world?
I don't know. Like at SerialNine, we got a bunch of new stuff. Our bushings are all in. Like our polyurethane bushings came in, and those are sick. So we have all the IS 300, all the GS 300, JZX 100. We're just waiting on some of the front bushings. We all have all the rack bushings. We have the LCA bushings, but we're waiting on tension rod, which sucks because that's like a really big one that every single car needs.
Yeah, the most popular, the most needed.
But this is big news. I don't know when this podcast is coming out. I'm just trying to think in relation.
First time here, everybody.
We're redesigning the Hydro e-brake, but it's going to have a really cool feature that I think people, or we at least, have been trying to incorporate for a long time, and that is
laser beams
locking feature. So now your Hydro e-brake is also a parking brake, but it's not like the line lock type thing. It's legitimately like just locks the handle in a really cool way. So that's what we're working on. What else? Organization, man. Trying to get organized, and I'm trying to like organize my life and not be a scatterbrained child.
Kondo.
Hey, did this bring you joy? Does it spark joy?
Which one? The podcast?
Yeah.
When I found out that I had a podcast tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Ryan was like, does Gerard know? I was like, I've been reminding him a lot. He knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I know.
And then I messaged him and he was like, oh shit, sorry.
Yeah.
My wife says I have severe ADHD, but
you're like Drew Barrymore in 50 First Dates is what your thing is. Every day you wake up and you forget. And then we have to remind you every time you wake up and you're like, is this my life? Oh man, I did really well for myself.
It's Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Well, no, Groundhog Day, he knows. That's the only thing. Everybody else doesn't.
Yeah, 50 First Dates, she doesn't know anything.
But he knows. That's what I'm saying. Adam Sandler knows.
You know, Adam Sandler knows. Yeah. and they listen to the Beach Boys. That's kind of a sad movie. Anyway, I don't want to dwell on that too long, like I did the Autobots. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not
that's a lot
nearly
of
as
fun.
good as Forgetting Sarah Marshall, buddy.
It's not even the same concept of a movie.
Yeah, it's a rom-com, stupid ass rom-com movie.
All right.
Not rom-com about that, buddy.
Which one?
What's the
Forgetting
best
Sarah
part
Marshall?
What's your favorite part of Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Which we
Mila
learned in the whole
Kunis?
podcast. Oh, just her in general.
It's just what's his name's cool in it? I don't know. I think what the fuck's his name
Jason
now?
Segel.
Russell
Segel.
Brand or whatever.
Oh yeah,
The rock opera, bro.
Yeah, isn't his name? Russell Brand.
Yeah, it's Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Yeah, Russell Brand. His character is so fucking hilarious. He just doesn't give a shit.
Kevin read my mind. I feel as though what happened. It's a rock opera. It's fucking Dracula singing about Van Helsing.
Yeah,
I love that part.
That part's cool too.
Puppets. Yeah, that's my favorite. All right, good. Kevin,
Anyways.
what's going on?
Good old Jason Segel.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time, I'm looking at cars in Japan.
What are we looking at?
Just the same usual things. And it's funny because there's like the same cars are still here, so it's like, what's that?
Even people, even like nobody likes those cars.
Yeah, exactly.
So no BMWs.
When I first logged in, it was like, oh, your like recent things or whatever were like mostly BMWs because it was all like stuff Gerard had sent us. Or maybe I just started looking, but yeah. No, it's just looking at weird, random, stupid shit.
What have you found? What's it?
There was that Lexus GS that like has the rag top.
Ooh.
The like 3rd gen one. Yeah, that one's hilarious. Still here, obviously, because who's going to buy a rag top one?
That's that's going on in your world. I feel like you've greatly
done
a bunch of shit to your car.
Oh, whoops. Yes, no, I've been steady working on my car. Got the bumper on, got the lip on, got the new tranny, got the bell housing on. Went over the shifter, kind of rebuilt it. It didn't really need to be rebuilt, but refreshed it a bit. New grease, that sort of stuff. Put that back on. New clutch discs are in. New intercoolers on. I'm still trying to get the hood to fit a bit better. Yeah.
When does it go for paint?
Parts of it are getting painted right now.
Oh, nice.
But it kind of has to be back together. So I need to. The turbo, Scremin is looking over. He just posted a bunch of photos of it last night.
Saw that.
Kind of laughing about how much heat it had taken. Yeah. And yeah, so once that's back, I can get the car running again, and then the quarter panel can get painted. I got the OS two-way in the crown still, so I got to switch that over at one point. It's coming along.
That's a lot of fun. And then, for those that don't know, what are you doing with this car?
Well, Ryan and I are going on a drift week. Drift week 7 with Naoki Nakamura. And we are
close personal friend.
Yes, close personal friend of ours. We'll be Airbnb with him every night. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. I'm excited. I'm like anxious and excited all at the same time.
And when is that again? It's in February, right?
February 14th.
February 18th is the first drift day.
Baller.
Yeah. Booked some accommodations already this week, so it's a couple more places to figure out, but everything is falling into place, it seems.
We're just out there doing it. So if you're listening and
come say hi.
Come say hi.
Do that.
And hang out.
If you are in the Tucson area, we will be there on February 18th and 19th. And if you are in the Los Angeles area, we will be there February 21st through the 26th. And then, if you are in the Salt Lake City area, we'll be there March 1st and 2nd. And if you're in the Vancouver area, we'll be back
We're here all the other time.
Yeah.
Very exciting. It's gonna be interesting. I don't even know. I'm very excited, a little bit nervous, but it'll be a lot of fun. So for those that don't know, because like I think we say these things, it's like, well, we're doing Drift Week. Kevin is going to drive his Altezza to Arizona from Vancouver, which is approximately how many kilometers?
A lot.
2,500.
Yeah, it's like a 26-hour drive or something like that, I think. So
It's a ways.
It's a ways. And we're gonna I'm gonna go with them to take pictures, make videos, do that stuff. Moral support. That's all I'm good for. We're gonna drive to Arizona. Kevin is going to drift the car and then drive it to another, is it 5 racetracks?
Yeah, so it's
total.
It's 2,800 kilometers from here to Arizona. Then it's 2 days drifting in Arizona. Then it's like back to LA, which is another like 900 kilometers. And then there's Willow Springs 1 day. Then there's Grange or Apple Valley for 2 days. And then there's Adams Kart Track for 2 days.
Is it required that you drive your car the entire way, or can you trailer it?
No, you can't trailer it. And they said you're not supposed to have a support vehicle either. Like
Wow.
they don't have like a van driving with you that has all the stuff in the van, you know?
That's
Which
fucking
sounds
crazy.
like a support vehicle, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So definitely no BMWs on that trip.
No, there's BMWs last trip.
Yeah, powered by Jay-Z's.
Probably.
No fucking way is like an N54 or whatever.
Yeah,
Anyways.
there was one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's us and a bunch of YouTubers, it feels like. I don't know.
There's a bunch of like normal people too, though. But yeah.
Oh, good. Normal
Don't
people.
worry. There's normal people.
I was nervous that they wouldn't be able to talk to me about Transformers and or Autobots.
Maybe they'll know. I bet you Hurt could talk to you about Transformers and Autobots all day.
Get him on the horn again. Let's get him on another podcast.
Yeah, pull him
just
up.
to talk about Transformers. Well, let's talk about your TikTok you wanted me to bring up earlier. Hey, Gerard, I was just trying to make a joke about TikTok because you wanted a reminder to follow TikTok.
Yeah, okay, whatever. We just started our TikTok account like yesterday, so give us a follow. We're gonna definitely try to upload a lot of cool stuff there. Give us a follow.
And if you're not on TikTok, tell your teenage kids to follow SerialNine on TikTok.
SerialNine.
I'm joking. I actually spoke with I was telling Kevin, I spoke to someone who went to a social media class, and it was just like, everything now is everybody wants TikTok. And it was very funny because in the world that I live in, when they talk to people about TikTok like a year and a half ago, they're like, we're not going to do that. That's silly. And now everyone's like, TikTok. Like I don't know how you pick the right horse to bet on when it comes to like social media. Cause like, God knows I've tried some real stinkers in the past, but yeah.
What are you talking about? What's
like there's been
social media?
Like social
like what was what were those? What was the other one before?
There was Google had their thing for a while. Remember that?
Yeah. What's that last popular one that I never? Snapchat. I was never on Snapchat.
There's TikTok.
Is Snapchat still around?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I never adopted it.
Neither did I.
There was an artist. There was another one that was like meant for creators, and I remember I was like, "Oh, this could be a thing," and I got like a testing account or something and logged in, but like nothing ever came of it. It was very frustrating, and I feel that way. Like you go into a thing and you're new, and then you're like, "I don't want to rebuild a following."
Yeah,
and I don't know if you felt that way with like TikTok, but like. Even like I've thought, I'm like, should I just like fire up a Dota Logic TikTok account and just like put like content on there that I have that could work? Like, is that a thing that I should do? But then I'm like, I don't want to start from scratch again. Mm-hmm. So I want to say congratulations to SerialNine for overcoming that initial like, fuck this new thing.
You know what it was? It was peer pressure.
It was totally peer pressure.
Just as an aside, remember when I said, "Hey, Gerard, you're making all these like reels. Why don't you put them on TikTok?" And you're like, "Nah, it's not."
I know. Now I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, right.
No,
You
fine.
know, you just double down.
I mean, I gotta say though, I was on TikTok yesterday, and man, it just like I was saying to Jake and Kevin today, I was like, no wonder there's millions and millions of views because it literally just never stops. It's just like throwing shit at you nonstop. You open it, and it's fucking nuts, man. And it's just like the most sensory input. Like honestly, for kids, it's probably the absolute worst fucking thing in the entire world. It's so bad, dude. But
Maybe it's the best thing.
What do I know? I'm an old fuck, right? So
you're not a child psychologist.
I know that their privacy policy is just insane. That's why even like for me to get the app on my phone, I was like, this is literally exactly why I don't have TikTok, because I just like don't want this shit. Like, oh, we have access to your photos, we have access to this, we have access to that, we have access to your microphone. It's like, oh, all right,
just use your burner phone.
Yeah,
I guess I.
Also,
because it still uses the same accounts and stuff. You know what I mean? It's not really.
I'm sure they're bad, but Instagram asks for like access to your microphone and shit.
Yeah, I trust Instagram a little bit more.
Why do you trust Zuck? Let's talk about conspiracies. No.
Why not, man? Let's get the people going. Yo, I got this conspiracy that Toyota limits the amount of manual transmissions because they want the earth to go bad. They're trying to get people to not drive, you know?
They just basically continually build the lamest cars in the world so people like don't buy them. Yeah. They buy them, but they don't like, they just die.
They can't use them to their fullest potential, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to take the edge off of everyone.
Yeah, they're rounding off the corners of society.
Yeah.
By automizing the world.
That's quite the conspiracy, Kevin. Dive into it. Is it the mole people that I don't know?
The mole people?
You know, I don't know fucking anything about conspiracies. That's not true. I've read them and then just said nope to all of them.
All of them.
Not all of them. I use a sober, rational brain to think about things and then go from there. Yeah. Kevin is my sounding board for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's an all right thing to say.
I just don't know if I'm the best man for the job.
No, what I like is that Kevin will always be like, either tell me that I'm overthinking things or like give me the counterpoint. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good way to look at it. No, that's valuable. Hey, you guys got some new merch?
Merch me up, fam. We do,
Whoa, yeah. What do we got?
We got
I don't know.
We got funky colored.
Whoa. Americans don't know what
toques are. Beanies. But they're not beanie. They're like a beanie with a pom-pom. We got
folds.
Yeah. So it's
like a toque?
Yeah.
Exactly. Side order of
basically a toque, but you can call it whatever the hell you want. We got multiple colors, or we got black with white thread, and then multiple colors with black thread. We got some cool shirts coming up. I don't know how it's all going to go, but we still have all the Arcadia stuff coming soon
to release. Yeah,
Arcadia shirts, flags. We got these really cool embroidered puff hats. We still got the steering wheels coming in. They've definitely been delayed a little bit, but those are still coming, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And some other cool, like funky designs.
Ooh. Yeah. Hey, what are you most excited for in this next year?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, we're talking Kevin. Product or car? Oh, Kevin. Yeah, that's Kevin.
Well, no, like either of you. I just want to know what both of you are most excited for. Like, what is...
I'm definitely most excited for Drift Week. But also, I think that that's like coming up, and I've been thinking about it a lot. So, like, that's very in the mind. So...
I lose sleep over it, but go on.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm super excited to like have the full line of billet arms be released. That's super exciting. It's exciting to have our bushings back in stock and like a full redesign and like better packaging, better everything. So like that's super exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for to drive with Gerard again, for Gerard to see Gerard's project come to fruition. You know.
Yeah, we gotta actually fucking start it. It's literally February already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's got like a crazy foot cramp.
I'm excited for. I feel like this year for myself, and I guess I'm hoping for SerialNine, because obviously I am taking more responsibility, not only for myself but for the business. I'm trying to be more organized. I'm trying to be more focused. I'm trying to get the team more focused. I'm trying to lead everyone more, trying to be more of a boss, trying to be more of a grown-up. And I'm trying to make some fucking money. That's what I'm trying to do.
Good. Yes. How much Adderall are you taking? No, I'm joking. Do you ever wonder what it would be like if you just took Adderall? Something like,
I don't know. My wife tells me all the time. She's like, you know, maybe you should try medication, because like you could just get your stuff done, or like be, you know. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, sure, I'll try it.
Gerard on Adderall would be a scary thing. I don't know. I've never tried it, but I feel like,
yeah, but yeah, I mean, all that sort of comes together to like, we're having way more meetings. We're using the organizational, like we're using Asana more. We're using, like, I feel like sort of being religious with that stuff keeps everyone like a lot more focused. We have a new team member, which is also pretty cool. We have a media guy. Dylan from Checkpoint is sort of working at SerialNine now. So that's like pretty cool. And he's taking care of all.
Wait, what? No.
Sorry. He's taking care of a lot of like the in-house media stuff. So that's really cool too and exciting. But I mean, we've worked with him before in the weekly videos and all that kind of stuff too. So it's not like really that different. So, but it is more of like a job. Like he works at SerialNine now.
He's on the payroll.
Yeah, he's, instead of sort of being contracted loosely through, you know. So that's super exciting. And I feel like basically just for SerialNine to kind of grow and mature as a company. And I mean, like the perfect example are these bushings that just came in. Like we basically like sort of like steamrolled this project. We just like got all the designs done, got all the shit done, sent everything, you know, talking to the manufacturer all the time, designed the bags, he did all this shit. And like, boom, they're there. And like they, you know, they're in my hand. We pressed them into the arms today. They look sick. We choose a cool color. We designed all the bushings. Everything fits beautifully. And now we can offer these like bushings. And all we need to do now is continually, add to that line. So, you know, you have all the Toyotas at one point, and then you have all the Nissans at one point, Subarus or whatever it may be. The line can sort of be as big as you want it to be. I do have like one thing that I do have one goal that I don't think I've really told that many people. I have one goal for this year.
Tell everyone.
This is like a personal goal, is to actually track race.
What are you going to track race?
So that's the thing, is I want to work my way up to, you know, the car I have, but I want to work my way up to like the 130i. So like the manual inline 6 one, and track race that thing.
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
So that's my like personal goal for this year, as far as like a thing, not like a you know, not like a personal like growth goal, but like I want to make enough money to buy that car and semi-track prep it and actually race it on a racetrack, like a time, like not time attack, but like, you know, circuit racing.
That's exciting.
It stems from me not being competitive my entire life, like shying away from any sort of competition. And I know drifting can be competitive as well, but it's not quite the same thing. Like drifting is a bit subjective, and like, it's not like, oh, there's a clock, there's a number, like you're either better or you're not. It's not like you know, this was kind of sicker, but this guy happened to win. It's like, no, there's a fucking number. You either get the better number or you don't. You know what I mean? So not that you're like actually racing, you're just kind of like racing loosely against other people. I want to be able to go to Cowichan, like with like the BMW club or whatever, and like go to the track that I pass by all the time. I want to like actually go there and like race on it.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. I like that for you.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, you have won car shows. That's competitive, but also a little.
Nah, but see, that's the thing too. It's not really, man. Like to win a car show, it's like you just got to do a specific amount of. I mean, maybe not so much lately because they actually like see the overall thing now. But like before, it was like you just checked a specific amount of fucking boxes and you would win, right?
Are you going to do any car shows this year?
I am.
What are you going to do, Gerard?
I mean, I definitely want to do Weekfest or Weekfest. Sorry. Fuck it. Whatever you want to call it. I want the Blit to be in Weekfest.
Kevin, do you want to go to Weekfest this year?
I was going to say that's a no.
Kevin, are you done talking for the night? I can't hear you.
Oh, he's on mute.
My God. I've been on mute for like 20 minutes.
That's why we're like, yo, Kevin's not talking at all.
I'm like, yo,
we had no
idea.
idea.
The whole time I was like,
this guy's got no reaction at all. Like,
well, no, I heard you like say that, but like, I was like, no, I had that crazy foot cramp and I was like trying to work it out. And I was like,
oh, because he was like, yo, Kevin's doing something.
I know, I heard you say I'm doing something, but I was sort of like looking at my phone at the time, but I was like, well, I was,
I started talking about the racing and you just zoned right out.
No, I feel like also like, it looks like, I got Vaseline on my screen. I got like 1K webcam. Like you can't see that my mouth is moving, right? Like,
no, I can't.
I was like,
exactly.
I couldn't. I was like, Kevin's like legitimately pissed at us.
Yeah, it seems like you were just
why.
like, yo, fucking Gerard's talking about this shit again. Like,
I was like, oh, how do I make Kevin happy?
Because that was the same thing too. I was like, is my like thing really? Because I kept saying stuff, and I was like, is my thing really low? Like they're just ignoring me. Like,
nope.
Yeah.
I feel like 2023 is going to be the biggest year for SerialNine. Obviously, I mean, most of our years have been improvements of the previous years, but I feel like growth this year is going to be, I want to say, like explosive. That's what I'd like to say. Or that's what I'd like to make it be, explosive.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're doing really well because it's literally like January 18th. Yo. Oh, shit. It's 15 minutes till Kevin's birthday.
Oh, shit.
What?
Yeah, man.
Kevin.
And then
what are we going to do for your birthday? Anything?
Honestly, I was thinking of just like working on the car.
I want to work on a car. Yeah, I just got the notification.
That's what I want to do tomorrow. Yeah, I was like, I'm working on my car. I'm like, yo, it's my birthday.
The stupid little O-rings for the vacuum pump came in. I just got the notification, so I could finally finish and drive that car.
Finally.
Shit.
Months later. Months and months later.
Oh, hey, I got a question that just came in, Gerard.
Oh, sick.
Right now. Live.
Right now, it's from Dodo Ryan B. It says, now that you've hired Dylan, what's Ryan going to do for you?
Oh, Ryan has lots of roles at SerialNine.
Okay.
Ryan's the thinker. He's got he's the grounded, like deeper, what's the word?
Overthink.
No, I want to say overthink. It's like
I only asked that because one, I'm totally insecure, and two, people are always like, did Ryan make this video? And then you'd always be like, Dylan made this video, and it's like Ryan made okay, cool. So we got a lot of new stuff coming out. Kevin and I are going to do Drift Week. Gerard wants to go and race on a track to prove his mettle. I don't know.
It's facing like a bit of a.
I said they wouldn't let you in because your car's right-hand drive.
Yeah,
you could be right.
Pay less for that shit.
Honestly, I'm stoked to go to the BMW meets. Like I was talking to Cam because Cam has that super nice M3. I'm like, dude, man, I can't wait to go to the BMW meets with like this fucked up BMW. Because I know that like sometimes they kind of like pine over shit like that. And like,
yeah.
Basically.
I like that. I like that for you.
This is basically what I want to do.
Oh, good. All right. So we got all that on the go.
But I'm also excited for the Cresta. It's just like, for me, the Cresta is like such a big project. And honestly, like within the scope of like how we're running SerialNine right now, I really don't have a fucking clue how we're supposed to finish that car.
Right.
Like I have to basically take one entire day a week and like work on that car in order for anything to get done on it. Because it's not like I can work on it for fucking 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's like I got to pull the engine out or something. Like, I mean, maybe I'll accomplish getting the engine out, but like Then I gotta clean it. Then I gotta like organize all the shit. Like I'll do all this stuff. It's like you pretty much just have to take one day a week and like work on it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I should just do that on Mondays or something. It's just like Monday's such a fucked up short day too. I don't know. My schedule kind of sucks, to be honest.
I hear ya.
I have been doing a lot of work at home, which is good, but like at the same time, like I literally get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep at night. So I mean, it is what it is, right?
Don't want that. You so do we have any SerialNine events this year?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta fucking plan that.
You want to do a cruise?
We don't have anything at the moment, but we are planning that cruise, and we definitely, I think, want to have a drift event at Evergreen.
Yeah,
we should definitely start doing that.
I mean, like a private rental, I think is different from an event, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I myself just need to get on a fucking track and drift something. So, I mean, if we could do the private day, I'd be stoked. I'd just take the Blit and just like go out there and shred. And like literally since the accident, I haven't like fucking drifted anything except for like 4 laps in the Blit. And I just like
had a flat tire.
Yeah, like no confidence, like no experience, no seat time, no like none of that shit. It's like,
whoa, wait. Sorry, I've been drinking, so I forgot. You drifted at Western, and it looks fucking phenomenal. That's
what I just said. I did 4 laps in the Blit.
Oh, I thought
those were 2 laps, and then the other 2 laps in the Blit.
Yeah, I thought at Mission when it had the flat.
Oh no, the Mission, I wouldn't even say those were laps, to be honest, man. Because those were no. Also, the car wasn't running properly at that time too. So I not only had a flat, the car would cut out. So like. Mission I didn't even get any experience at Mission.
Oh, okay. Well, Western, and if people are interested, there is a video that includes Gerard drifting the Blit at Western on the SerialNine YouTube page.
The check engine light on my Infiniti is gone. So that's cool.
Means no problems. It means no worries
for the rest of your days.
It fixed itself, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what was a nice takeaway from this? Somebody reached out. I should have put this in the Ryan's responses. Someone reached out and said that they had a customer that bought a Spectrum Turbo because of our podcast.
Oh, sick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I hope that they listened to the one podcast that we made that I didn't fully understand was Chris Scremin.
Well, I mean, that's the one you're going to listen to.
Yeah, and then you're like, I should buy that turbo. That dude's fucking switched on like nobody's business. We have a Scremin turbo for my car. Yes, no, I don't know what.
We have your manifold for your car.
And
a turbo. And a turbo.
And a turbo. So at some point there'll be a video about doing a single turbo swap on an Aristo or yes,
yeah, okay. Absolutely, yeah.
Hey, okay, that's a good one. Heyo, that's what your boy wants to hear.
We can wish Kevin a happy birthday in a few minutes here.
Oh man, Kevin, how old are you going to be?
37. Yeah, 77.
Good age.
Is it?
It is.
37. Yeah, 37's nice. 38 is worrisome.
Why? You're 2 away from 40.
Yeah, you just like you're staring down that barrel at 40, you know? But then, Gerard, what do you feel like is a good year to turn?
I mean, I just turned 46, so I mean, is that good or is that?
Didn't you just turn? Oh yeah,
I just turned 46.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So
how does that feel?
I don't know. It feels like I want to grow up. That's why I'm fucking trying to like do this better shit, man. I feel like I should probably fucking not be disorganized at 46 years old. I feel like I should probably like clean up after myself at 46 years old. I should probably like, you know.
I mean, it's worked out okay for you thus far, I feel like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy when fucking people fucking wipe your ass your whole life. Right? Not literally, but you know, like
you got a bidet, is what Gerard just told us.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a minute, and then Kevin turns 37, which I think is really nice.
And then it's game over, right?
Yeah.
Fucking turns
it all goes downhill from there. That's for sure.
I don't know. I don't think so at all. I mean, honestly, like,
no, I'm just kidding.
I swear, like 40, dude. Honestly, all my 30s were pretty good. I had Dominic at 36, so I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, the years after that ensued were not the fucking greatest, but when I turned 40, life got better.
Hey, what age? This is a weird, fun question that has nothing to do with cars. What age is it that we're a kid where you start to see the ROI?
On a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, I have an infant, so I have ROI already because my youngest of the two older kids takes care of the baby.
I mean, like individual interaction. So you have a kid. Anyone out there is going to have a kid.
I mean, wouldn't you both already say like Gerard's youngest and your current kid? Don't you have ROI? Like,
yeah, what do you mean?
It's a weird question. It's like when I talk to people, I'm like around the age of 3 is like where ROI like fully kicks in on a kid, I feel like.
Because
like they're mobile, they can kind of like talk to you and express their ideas and opinions. They like start to fend for themselves a little bit more. They want to be a bit more independent. It's like, man.
Yeah, like you don't have to take care of them in their entirety fucking 24/7.
Like remember the time we got in the car, we picked Dominic up from school, and I was like, Dominic, when did you learn how to like buckle yourself into the car and unbuckle yourself? And he's like, oh, I've been doing this for a while. And it's like, that's like ROI to me, where you're like, you're not like, oh, let me just buckle you in. And, like that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I look at it like that, because
no, you don't.
You're not
a monster.
All those years are so like valuable. Like if you were to be like all stoked on just to sort of get to the year where like you started getting good ROI on your kid, like you'd like kind of just fucked up. You like not fucked up, but like you maybe didn't
enjoy the time to get there.
Value those prior years enough as much.
Yeah, that is a nice thing to say, and that's not the answer I wanted. I
can't give you an answer. So
no, I know. I think what I'm saying is like I love the point that I'm at now with like June, where like she gives me an opinion on things. Like I like that she has like kind of like fully formed thoughts on things. And like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean that's fully like when your kid is like a person per se is what you're saying. Yeah.
Watching them become a person is a separate thing. And like I've said in the past, having a kid is dope. Being a parent is stressful. And I get most people can't separate the two, but that's how I feel about it. I love watching this person grow up and turn into a thing, but then having to be responsible, like kind of for what they turn into and how they grow up for the first bit. There's a lot of stress, but then you get to a point where they start like how after you and Dominic is like telling you about cars. He's like, oh, I know that car and that car. And then you're like, yeah, you do.
So that's the thing is like, I think it's super sick and everything, but I feel like I should be more stoked, but like obviously I'm like proud of him or like, it's cool, but like, honestly, I'm more proud of him that he like goes to soccer and like really enjoys it and like actually will get on the field and like fucking hustle his ass. Like, I'm stoked that he likes cars, and I'm. It's just kind of like a side benefit, and almost I feel like maybe it's like obviously he likes cars because like he's immersed in it or something. I don't even think he is. So that's the thing. Is like I feel like he naturally just likes cars because obviously like I'm always doing car shit, but it's not like he's always in the shop with me working on cars. We watch like car videos and stuff, sure, but like he could watch car videos at home because he likes cars or whatever. Like, yeah, like he knows a lot of like he'll tell you the type of car it is from like the taillights at night, and I'm like, that's like pretty sick. But I remember back in the day when I was younger, I think I even told Kevin this. I was like, oh, I can't wait till my kid, I can play like the identification. This isn't what it's called. The game of like, like there's like the DHL truck. There's like the UPS truck. There's like the, like when they can identify those, they'd be like, oh, there's that one. And like figure out like like there are more than one of these things, and like, oh, hey, like I see another one, and like I guess it's kind of like that with cars. He's like, oh, there's one of those like new BMW electric things, or like there's an e-tron. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of sick.
I mean, all the things. I enjoy when June does all the things, but I also enjoy when we drive by a thing. She's like, "Hey, Dad, there's a Toyota."
Yeah,
That's a Toyota, and I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty good for like a 5-year-old." Anyway, Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Hey,
Thanks,
happy birthday,
bro.
man.
Made it.
I'm so happy that you're in my life. And on that note, I think we can call it. I just wanted to extend a conversation, and I knew that if you asked parents about kids, you can get like 5 minutes out of them. So,
I mean, honestly, like I feel like, I mean, we should probably ask that question. Like, how many of our listeners, have children? And like, what do you, we should maybe, if you have children, reach out to us and say, hey, like maybe you have some weird children questions. Not that the children and the cars are related, but it's like we're all into cars and we are a certain type of people and we happen to have children. And maybe there's some conversation there,
Yeah. Figure that out. Figure out how to.
I feel like a lot of the people are probably like, new parents and shit, right? And like,
or about to be, or on that like cusp of like maybe they could be in that situation.
Yeah. I have 3 kids, aged 2, 7, and 9. So yeah, I have a bit of experience.
Yeah. I have 1 child. That's it.
Yeah. Kevin has 0 childs that he knows of.
How many children of mine do you know?
All right. Well, I'm glad that it's Kevin's birthday. By the time you listen to this, it won't be. But
yeah, that's okay.
Know that he's doing great. All right. Well, on that note, thanks for everyone who's written in. Also, that has followed up with things. Love that. And the questions. Always love the questions. Love the follow-up. It's great that people are a part of the conversation. Mm-hmm. And thanks for all the support. We very much appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9.